to the PowerPlay series. I'm Darren Peters, founder and managing partner with Peter Damon Group. And welcome to session 3 of our discussion platform, which seeks to highlight some of the nation's foremost thought leaders, executives, and change makers.
That's right. And I am his trusty co-host back for another season of the PowerPlay series. I'm Ceresia Nelson. We're pleased to open up this season with a terrific guest who's a true power player in the truest sense, especially in the nation's capital. And here he is now, Congressman Stephen Horsford. Good afternoon, Good day.
Well, thank you so much for having me on the PowerPlay. I'm excited to be on your show.
We're excited that you've made time. We know you're very busy, man, very busy congressman. So we really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us this afternoon.
Yeah, I often tell him he's the hardest working man in Congress, man or woman, probably.
Man or woman. Okay. Well, yes.
And on the shoulders of many others. I'm just trying to do my part, but it's great to be here and great to be with you and your listeners.
Yes.
Well, let me tell the listeners a little bit about the congressman.
Yes.
Since 2019, Congressman Horsford has represented the 4th Congressional District in Nevada. This is his second term in Congress. He's previously held the seat from 2013 to 2015. And when Congress convened in January of this year, he assumed the role of chair of the powerful Congressional Black Caucus. This Las Vegas native is the first African-American to represent Nevada in Congress. While a state senator, he also made history as Nevada's first African-American state Senate majority leader. But there's so much more we can say about our special guest, but we'll allow him to speak for himself. So welcome again, Congressman, to the PowerPlay series. And we'll get to the questions at hand.
Yes, we're going to take it easy on you. No grilling here. This is friendly conversation. But we do want to, again, congratulate you on becoming chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. Tremendous. And so you're presiding over a historic record-breaking 58 members. Can you talk a little bit about how the CBC has changed since you first became a member? And then, two-parter, what do you see? How do you want others to remember you as chairman? What do you want as your takeaway, your big goals in this fantastic role?
Well, thank you again for having me. It's great to be on. And before I was elected to any office, before I served in Congress or in the state Senate, I'm really honored that my life's work has really been more around community service and helping create opportunities for other people. That's what I've always tried to strive to do. And it's what I'm continuing to do now in this current role as chair of the Black Caucus. The Black Caucus is celebrating its 51st anniversary in existence. We were founded in 1971. We have the most members in our history with 58 members. We just got our addition with Congresswoman-elect Jennifer McClellan from Virginia, the first Black woman to be elected from the state of Virginia to Congress. And she'll be joining us just after the start of the month. And we have 56 members in the House, 2 Black United States senators, Senator Warnock and Senator Booker. And, we are known as the conscience of the Congress in that we work to create opportunity, address issues of justice and fairness, voting rights. Definitely defending our democracy is one of the most important issues of our day. For me, what I want us best to be known for is winning back our majority in 2024. Now, you don't win by only focusing on the next election. You win by making sure that your constituents, your districts, the communities that we represent are winning every single day, every week, every month over the next 2 years, so that people know what it is the Congressional Black Caucus has done to improve their lives, so that they will have the confidence and the motivation, quite honestly, to get out and vote in historic numbers. We have in our ranks the House Majority Leader, or Minority Leader, I should say, but we're going to make him the next Speaker of the House of Representatives, Hakeem Jeffries. He'll be the first African-American, obviously, to ever hold that position, and he's the first African-American to serve as the Democratic leader of any party in either the House or the Senate. But we want to make him the Speaker. We want to take back our gavels, and we want to move the America agenda forward, which helps Black people and all communities across the country.
Now you started the conversation in talking about the agenda, and President Biden has identified 4 crises at the start of his presidency: climate change, COVID-19, looming recession, and racial injustice. Would you add or alter this list in any way at all?
Well, those are definitely among some of the biggest issues that we've been facing. I'm happy that we are coming out of the pandemic and focused on an economic recovery. We just want to make sure that that economic recovery benefits everyone, particularly Black people who were disproportionately affected during the pandemic as a result of health inequities, economic inequities. That is why racial equity and justice is so important to us. I like to frame it in the way of things we want, not in the way that we don't have them. But we know, because of structural racism and discrimination since the founding of this nation, from slavery, from Jim Crow to mass incarceration today, that there are issues that have disproportionately affected the Black community. And so we are focused, though, on creating opportunity that helps everyone exceed. And that means jobs, that means helping small businesses, it means wealth creation, it means improving access to educational opportunity, whether that's in pre-K, K through 12, higher education, apprenticeship, trade schools. It means access to housing that is safe and affordable, not only to rent, but to own, to eradicate homelessness and to help lift people out of the situation that we find so many of our brothers and sisters in. It means focusing on health and improving the health and wellness of Black people, Black men who are facing higher rates of everything from heart disease to prostate cancer, helping Black women by overcoming issues like the maternal health crisis that disproportionately affects Black women, and making sure that all of us are healthier and stronger and well. I like to focus on the mental wellness of people so that we can focus on our happiness and our prosperity. And finally, it's about creating wealth. That comes in a lot of forms. It's not only in financial wealth, but it's about building legacy, having something to pass on to the next generation, and having something to show for the contributions that we've made while we've been here. So these are the priorities of the Congressional Black Caucus, and we look forward to continue to advance them. And I want to be clear, these aren't my objectives solely. These are the objectives of our members, who come from a lot of lived experience. They have rich legislative and governing experiences. Many of them come out of government or the private sector or both, and they're now in Congress, one of the most powerful bodies in the world that is seeking to advance the good will for people all over the United States and all over the world.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. It means you guys won't be busy at all. It's a lot.
There's always something to do.
Yes, a lot is needed. You touched on a couple things here. I heard a lot about wealth creation, heard a lot about job creation. You know, a lot of Black workers are asset limited, income constrained, employed in marginal roles, and particularly in the food service industry and even healthcare. So I want to get these roles right. You are, in addition to being a chair of the Black Caucus, you are also a member of the Financial Services Committee, and you're co-chair of the Labor Caucus. So tell us, how are you thinking about how the United States will support job creation post-pandemic?
Well, thank you. Look, my background before, again, I was elected, I ran Nevada's largest employment and training agency, a nonprofit, Nevada Partners in the Culinary Training Academy, that helped people acquire skills, workforce development training, and education to pursue careers, to advance in their current careers, to help move people from low or entry-level jobs that may have been viewed as low skill into high demand jobs that require skills. And what I know is this, people have a lot of ability. Mm-hmm. And when given the exposure and the opportunity to find their God-given purpose, you know, there's nothing they can't do. For me, it's about building partnerships with the private sector as well as with labor and community-based organizations. It's about creating those career, I call them ladder opportunities. Mm-hmm. So regardless of where someone starts, they can continue to advance in their career. And we absolutely need to encourage our young people to know that in today's economy and in the 21st century global economy, it will require additional education and training beyond high school to excel. And now that comes in a lot of different forms. And I'm a proponent of trade schools and apprenticeship. I don't believe that people only have to go to college to be successful, but we have to make sure that those opportunities are available to everyone, and that we meet people where they are. We've seen successful programs where you literally can take juveniles who are involved in the juvenile justice system, for example, or homeless teens, or teens that have become parents at a young age, by equipping them with the skills and the training to be able to go into nursing, into manufacturing, into advanced manufacturing. There's so many great opportunities out there, but we have to make sure that they know about them, they're exposed to them, and they're linked to those opportunities. It also is about demanding from the private sector that they are intentional about making those careers available to everyone. And this isn't easy, because there's some sectors that sometimes overlook and aren't as focused on working with Black communities or communities of color. And that's where the Congressional Black Caucus is leading on areas like the future of work and other initiatives. So we look, I guess I would say, we welcome people to join us in this effort to help mobilize all communities, especially the Black communities, to excellence.
That's wonderful. I saw the light going. There's a lot of passion, and you're around that area, right? And I assume it's because of your previous background, and that kind of work stays with you forever. And it's so important as you talk about wealth generation. We can't even get to what wealth generation and legacy building without talking about job creation. So super important. We're glad that you're at the vanguard and making sure that the caucus members keep that at the forefront of the agenda. We can't even health care, all, you know, our wellness, all of that is oftentimes linked to jobs and the ability to have insurance and access healthcare. So it's all, right. It all blends, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I couldn't agree with you more.
It's so interconnected.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sarisa, you're right on the mark. But look, it's time to change this, heavy talk. Congressman, I know you're serious about the work that you do and focused, and one of the hardest working members, in Congress. But let's take this to a lighter note and tell us a little bit about you, what you like to do, your hobbies, what excites you, and then also tell us, what offers the most hope for the present moment.
Well, I'll start with the last part first, because what gives me hope and what keeps me motivated in this work is the people. We can't do any of this without the love of and for the people that keep us motivated to move the dial. Look, we stand on the shoulders of great giants, especially in the Congressional Black Caucus. And there are people who overcame much bigger obstacles than we see today. I know sometimes we're focused on the issues in front of us, but look, the Black Caucus is responsible for major legislative achievements, from the Civil Rights Act to the Voting Rights Act to the Fair Housing Act. These are monumental pieces of legislation that will forever change the quality of life. But that doesn't mean that our work is done. Right. And so what motivates me and what inspires me are the people that we represent, the examples that they show us in our very communities. And sometimes our job is just to uplift those examples and to bring them to the national level so that we can scale them and make an even bigger impact. Now, you asked me like what some of my hobbies are or things I like to do. I know you like to golf, Darren. I'm not a good golfer, so I enjoy to get out. I like to get out. I love to travel. I love to, experience new cultures and meet new people. I'm very focused on, trying to improve, my quality of life and my health, whether that's through working out or just, getting out and being in the outdoors. So those are just a few things. Of course, spending time with my kids and enjoying seeing them develop into the great young people and young adults that they are. But those are the things that inspire me and that keep me motivated and that give me inspiration every single day.
That's important. You have to have that because we need you to take care of yourself too. This is a lot of work ahead. So there's a question that we ask of each of our guests, and it's simple. If you could make one power play, and that is to affect change in whatever it is, it could be anything. It's totally up to you. One power play in the world that can make an impact, change the world for the better. What would your one power play be?
Just one.
Just one. Just one.
Well, look, in my area, I would say I want us to eradicate racism, because I feel like if people could just be measured, as Dr. King said, on the content of their character and not the color of their skin, not be discriminated against or left behind or ignored, if we could see people for their full potential without preconceived notions, or be able to drive in our communities and not get pulled over and get worried about getting beaten, tased, and literally die as a result, we would be okay. I think a lot of other things that we want to have, which is peace and joy and happiness and love, comes when you can be free from that feeling of discrimination that comes from racism, which sadly is, a socially constructed thing. We've made this out to be so much more than it actually is in reality, but it's been used as a social construct to confine us, to control us, to prevent us from pursuing those opportunities. And that's what the Congressional Black Caucus is working to dismantle. And while we work to dismantle, because it's been here for more generations, it'll take time to dismantle it. So while we do that, we have to work towards the progress that we can make on things like police accountability and criminal justice, like changing our federal drug laws to decriminalize marijuana use, to make sure that we are, again, taking away all of these tools that have been used to somehow lock us up or deny us our ability to be free. So that's my power play. It goes back to the work, but the work is based on the issues and the people that I see every single day in my district and that we represent. There are over 80 million constituents that the Congressional Black Caucus represents totally within our membership across the country, 18 million Black people. So it's very diverse. It's not only about advancing Black issues, because we understand that when you advance issues that help the Black community, you help everybody. And so we're also focused on building coalitions and doing this work across communities so that we can make the kind of positive impact that we need to make.
Well, the Congressional Black Caucus has definitely been, a leader in helping us to get to where we are today. And I know we still have a long way to go. I hope we can achieve, some of what you talked about, at least in my lifetime, because I'd surely like to see it.
Absolutely. And we believe that the CBC is in great hands with you, Congressman, at the helm. So best of luck to you. We appreciate you so much.
We've got a great team. We got a great executive board, great membership, full engagement, and a great staff. We don't do any of this work alone, and we know that we have tremendous support. Thank you for allowing us to be on and to talk about our work and to join us in the initiatives that we're looking to advance, because when we win, we get out every single day and win the day, the week, the month, then we can win for our districts, win in our communities, and to win for the people that we represent. So I'm really excited about that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, listen, as we get ready to wrap up, we always like to be able to have our audience to be able to keep up with our guests. So if you're on social media, can you tell us where you are? Or maybe if you have a website so that we can make sure that we know exactly how you're leading us forward.
Well, I know my social channels are pretty much at Rep Horsford. That's REPHORSFORD. And of course, CBC. It's the Congressional Black Caucus, but I believe our channels are at CBC or at Black Caucus, I think is the proper channel. And you can visit us at our website at congressionalblackcaucus.org. And definitely we have, Twitter and social, Facebook, and I don't know whether we're using TikTok still, but
are you making TikToks, Congressman? What?
Somebody is.
Well, look, we want to once again thank Chairman Horsford for stopping by the PowerPlay series, and we wish you much success as you keep it moving forward. As a reminder, the PowerPlay series is a monthly discussion of substantive and emerging ideas or initiatives with power players who are shaping our future with their dynamic, innovative leadership. So until next time, thank you for joining us.